Regarding the attack of Iran on Israel, there are few facts that have to be kept in mind in order to really understand what is going on in the Middle East and how is the situation there. The first fact that should be taken in consideration is that on October the 7th, Israel received a brutal attack from a Hamas terrorist group, and a Hamas terrorist group is financed by Iran. So, indirectly, not in a direct way, Iran attacked Israel on October the 7th. Regarding October the 7th, at the same time, it's important to keep in mind that around the world, in many universities and most of the countries that are represented at United Nations level did not fully recognize the importance of that attack and the gravity of that attack. Why? Because it has been difficult to have an unanimous condemnation of that terrible, brutal terrorist attack. So, if you do not condemn in the proper way that attack, obviously you let the space open to some ambiguities. That's the first fact. The second fact to be taken in consideration is that the region is mostly populated by Muslim, and 90% of them are Sunni, and 10% more or less are Shia. Iran represents the Shia Muslim. Between Sunni and Shia, things sometimes are not peaceful. There are a lot of confrontation between the two groups. This is another important aspect that should be taken in consideration. So, the third fact to be taken in consideration is that Iran is financing several terrorist organizations. The Hamas, that actually is a Sunni organization, but it is financed by Iran. Hezbollah in Lebanon, that is a Shia organization, it is financed also by Iran. And then in Yemen, it seems that Iran supports the Houthis that are in Yemen is in a civil war, and right now there are Houthi terrorists that are attacking ships that are passing there. So at the same time, Iran support or has a lot of influence in the Syrian government and on the Iraq government. Obviously, Arab Springs and all the war in the region didn't help. Probably Arab Springs degenerated in something that were not so good, and the situation is getting worse thanks to that. Fourth point that has to be taken in consideration is the war between Russia and Ukraine. So Iran is receiving more support from probably Russia and China. So the situation could escalate to a very difficult level, or might escalate eventually to a global war, which is something that every nation would or should avoid, because global war could degenerate to something very obscure for the humanity. I'm talking about the use of nukes. So you have a war between Russia and Ukraine in the east part of Europe, but at the same time you have southern, a very explosive situation, which is to be taken in consideration in order to fully understand the gravity of the situation in the Middle East right now, because it could escalate eventually to a global level. Finally, I've been listening a lot of people claiming for the two-state solutions. So the solution would be by many people that do not understand the Middle East. They claim to understand the Middle East, but actually they, at the opposite, do not understand it. They're saying that the solution would be the creation of two states. Well, probably it is not, unless you reach to a stable peace. Why? Imagine you are an Israeli and you have all around you people that wants to kill you. They are sending drone, missiles. Israel have developed a very top-level defense system. But if you are in your porch and every now and then you listen some bomb that exploit above you, I mean, you live in a very uncomfortable situation. And it happened all your life because you are surrounded by terrorist group, Hamas and Hezbollah, that wants to attack you. So the fact to create a two-state solution at the moment wouldn't solve the situation. At the same time, regarding the two-state solution, the Arabs had the opportunity to have the two-state solution many times, and it has always been rejected. So why international commentator, why in the different woke universities around the world they don't understand that fact? Well, probably the problem is not the two-state or one-state solution. I believe that the problem is a religious problem. Until it is accepted the fact that there is an Israeli state, and until Israel could be assured to live in peace with its neighbors, the two-state solution wouldn't be applicable. At the same time, why the two-state solution had been rejected so many times. That's the point. So, all the commentators that say, well, the solution is the two-state, well, they're wrong because they didn't understand, first, that is a solution that has been rejected many times. Second, at the moment, you could not accept two-state solution until you reach a very stable peace agreement. A very stable peace agreement. That's the main point to understand about this war. And what is worrying about this war that might degenerate to a global conflict. However, in my opinion, it won't. I tell you why. Because first, it was widely announced the attack of Iran. Secondly, the same Iranian said that they won't attack anymore. So it was for Iranian, they should respond to the attack that they received in Syria, because Israel attacked the Iranian embassy. Unfortunately, many people around the world blame the attack of Iran as a cause of the Syrian attack and forget the fact, as I said at the beginning, that October the 7th, Israel was brutally attacked. And the one that attacked Israel, Hamas, are financed by Iranian. That's the point that people doesn't understand. Anyway, I think that for the well-being of the world, it will be important to reach some sort of peace. And the only peace possible will be the one that begins with the acceptance of the state of Israel and the assurance that Israel wouldn't be attacked anymore by any terrorist group. That's my opinion. I hope it interested you. Remember to subscribe to the channel, share this video with your friends, and give me your like. Thank you.